Now, that's it. I straightened up a few lines, added a few more little blossoms, or sorry, petals here and there, so you can see that yourselves. This is what happens as you paint as you go along, because when I'm sitting down here at an angle, it's only when I get up and I can see, can look at it like that, because I'm painting actually like this, if you look at the way it's on the easel, so I'm sort of getting askew. If you look at it, it's only when I straighten it up that I can actually see where I'm going with everything. But don't worry, this is all for your benefit. Now what we're going to do is, before we go any further, we're going to get in little centers, because I think they need those. Okay, it's the center where there are no seeds, because all the seeds are all around the outer area of the seed head, as I call it. And I have a bit of cobalt blue. So easy to get confused with all the names. And then sometimes different brands of paint or acrylic oil or whatever, they have different names for the same color, which is even more confusing. Okay, so I'm back to a round brush for this, and I'm actually using quite a large one, a number 5. This would be Akiko's biggest brush. I'm only joking. I wish I could paint like Akiko. Now look, I'm just going to do one in here first of all, okay? There's only one center in each sunflower, but it's just so as we can start getting a bit of a handle on it, to see where we're going. It doesn't have to be a perfect circle, okay? It's not a geometry class, it's a painting class. Just something that resembles a circle would be fine. Then up here, same up here as well, right at the top, just to get that area in. And we'll be putting in other colors into this eventually, and maybe making it smaller as we go along. We don't know yet, but it's just to give that sense of, look at me, I'm a seed head. I'm going to lock it in here on the easel, just so, because we have like that flower right at the forefront, so we need to lift it up. Now, and then it's only a half circle here, that's all we need. It's not going to be a full circle, and just around like that and underneath, and that gives us a better idea, okay, of where we're going. Now they're beginning to look like sunflowers. Now what I want to show you next is another colour which goes onto the petals. I'm just looking at my lovely card that I got from Margaret. I had it up there so you could see it, and it got a little bit of paint on it. Sorry about that, Margaret. It fell onto my palette. I want to clean it because it's so nice. Actually looks like a painting. I love those purples in it, and the blue violets and the greens. Might try it sometime. Thanks so much. And then the other card from Ross, which is floral as well, which is beautiful. So kind sending me all these cards. Thanks very much indeed. I really appreciate them. Now look. Oh no, it's revolving again. What's happening to me? I have it on it's in an awkward spot. Okay, what we do then is, look, move my palette away from it, put that at an angle. Now, what we have, the next color, okay? We're going to do a little bit of cadmium orange, following the lines of the petals that you have there, to a certain extent, but not exactly, okay? So we have our cadmium orange here with a round brush, add some water to it. Okay, some more water just to get a nice flow, the way we don't want to tooth it. We want to get in the shape first of all of what we're doing, and then we can add the color more. Okay, so this is it basically. It's going to go right into the center, come out there like this. Okay, little bits like that, maybe a longer one there. What you're doing is basically you're following the same idea as the main yellow areas. Okay, a little bit there, change that one. Doesn't, as long as you have a yellow border around them, we're fine, okay? Coming out there then, little bit of a change. I'm just doing the line first of all, maybe out that way, before we fill it right into the edge of the seed head. Little bit up there like that, coming down there like that, and then going off out that way, okay? And then this guy the same, have him going over there, going in there. He's going to go up there, right in there like that, and it probably will colour all that in there with the orange. Okay, and you come right in then into your seed head with the orange. If you lose these lines, the separations, I lost mine there between the flowers, don't worry, because we'll be putting them in afterwards. You'll see how we do that. Okay, what I did there was I went on the outside. I was talking so much about the lines, I actually did it myself. I went on the outside instead of staying on the inside. Doesn't matter, you see it, this is how you do it, so easy like that. That's what happens when you lose concentration, which I lose a lot. Okay, now we're staying on the inside of these lines because we want the outer petal to be yellow. And you'll see now as this builds up, you'll be saying, what the hell is he doing? I thought they were going to be yellow sunflowers. But we're just giving a sense of this stylized format, a sense of shadow and, you know, variation in the petals. When it comes together, you'll see it all, okay? Now we're going all the way around there like that. We need a little more water for it. Coming in here like so, all the way around like this. And we're going to do the same with the other ones as well. We have our blue line there, which is grand. It'll actually be a cobalt blue line that will separate them. Okay, we can come more in with that yellow then eventually when we get it organized. Okay, can you see that? See the way it's beginning to pop? See, there's a whole reason for doing these colors. And then we're going to start up here again, do another idea like that here. That fella can go out there. Maybe have that one a bit longer. This fella up here with a bit of a twist in it. This guy up here as well, a bit of a twist. Coming up there, wider there. I'm not thinking as I move, you know, I'm not, I purposely didn't, you know, do this in advance or work out some idea. I'm just doing it as we go along because I think it's the best approach with it, because we want to paint what we feel. Okay, we just want to let the whole thing flow, let the creativity flow. The same as Vincent van Gogh when he was painting his sunflowers. He died in 1890, so this would have been around 1889, 1888, when he was down in Arles in the south of France. He painted a few sunflowers for his yellow house, which he had moved into. He wanted to get away from Paris, and he chose Arles because of he thought it would be a nice place for him to set up an artist group, but unfortunately it didn't turn out like that. We're going up to this fella here, and I'm trying to remember, he painted 7 sunflowers. Yeah, it was 7 sunflowers. And he copied a few of them. He copied 2 of them as far as I can remember. His first sunflower had 3 sunflowers in it, and we have 3. Look, 1, 2, 3, that's just a coincidence. And I think that one was actually destroyed maybe in the Second World War. Then the second sunflower he did had 6 sunflowers in it, and as far as I can remember, that has never been seen. That was purchased many years ago, and it has never been seen since it was purchased in public. I think there's one photographic record of it. I think it's in Japan somewhere. And then he went on and he did a variation on sunflowers. So that he started off with 3, then 6, and then he did a selection of 14 blossoms in one painting and 15 in another. As far as I can remember, those 2 originals, there's 14 in one and 15 in the other. And I think the sunflower painting with 14 sunflowers is in a museum in Munich, and the painting with 15 sunflowers is in the Tate Gallery in London. So you're saying to me, well, what about Amsterdam? What do they have? You see, everyone thinks that they have the original, but no, they were the actual originals. Then after that he copied the painting with 14 sunflowers and the one with 15 sunflowers, but he interpreted it in a different way. It's impossible to copy it, you know, unless you're a professional fraudster. But anyway, I'll try and remember what happened to the others then after that. I just want to show you there what we have. Can you see that idea with the orange? Because that's going to give it another little dimension. And as we go along, we can say, okay, I'm going to do a bit more there, a bit more there. We'll see how it goes. Now, in order to do the next color, which is the red, we really have to dry it. But before we do that, we have a little bit of orange here left over. So we're going to get a dry brush. We're using a bigger square. This is number 8. Square flat, or bright as it's called. Wants to jump out of my hand. And we're just taking a small bit on the brush. We don't want too much, because we're going to get the effect of a bit of light at the top here Okay, see the way I'm just dragging it around on this? Hardly anything on the brush. Look, just dragging it around to get that. You don't want to build it up in any one particular area. And then when it comes down, you only want it around the edges of it. You don't want full down here at the bottom because that's in shadow. Okay, and we're just spreading it out there because your deep red is dry. Go right out to the connection there. Okay, come a little bit down there and a little more down there. And then at the top here again, spread it a bit more over the red, like that, going in there into the blue. And you can see that effect of the light at the top. And then you're going to do the same on this side as well. Okay, as Margaret's card keeps falling down. Okay, put it over here as well. On the top, spread it around as well. Don't let it sit, because if you let it sit, it'll dry very quickly. My studio is quite warm, so that's why it's drying so quickly. Because you don't want it to dry in one very strong application. You want to spread it out so as the other color comes through. Now, do you see the little bit? You're getting a bit of light on the top. Can you see that? And then we go down to this guy, the biggest guy. Might need some more orange there, will I? No, I'm okay. And then we're going to do a little bit around here as well. A little bit on that. Okay, a little more there. A little more coming down there. And a little more there on this side here. And see the way I'm scrubbing it in, because you want to get this effect of, you don't want a blanket covering of it. You want the idea that the deep red is coming through as well. Okay, what do you think of that? That's all I want you to do for the moment, okay? Now what we're going to do is, because we have the time while the orange is drying, we're going to go back in, clean off our smallest square, and we're going to go back to our nice bright yellow, okay? Because we want to go around to do the areas. Do you remember the cadmium yellow light? We have it here. There it is there. We want to get into those outer parts of the blossom, of the petals again, okay? Right in here like that, just to build it up even more. And you can reshape as you go around if you want. But this is sort of where the light is supposed to be tipping off the edges of the petals. Doesn't matter if you don't get them all, if you let a little bit of the other colors coming through, that all adds to the movement of it and the excitement. See the way I'm doing it now, coming down here quite quickly as well. But you don't have to do that. I'm just doing it because I'm making a video. And okay, we go in there, but you see the way it's lifting it now. Can you see that idea? And we're still getting little bits of blue, which is nice coming through, because that's the whole idea with the base color. It interacts and goes, wow, look at me, I can change colors even though I'm in the background. And we're going right in there with that. Come down here into the foreground there, get the big guy. Well, he's not a big guy, he just looks big. Get him in there. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, then the other thing was, that was 4 paintings. Do you remember? He did 3 first, 3 sunflowers, then he did 6 sunflowers, and then he did 14 sunflowers, and then he did 15. So the original for the 15 sunflowers in the painting is in the Tate, as I told you, and then the original the copy of that, that's the painting that you see in the Vincent van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam. They don't actually have the original. They have it's an original in the sense that he painted, but it's a copy, as he said, or a repetition, he used to call them, of his sunflower paintings, and that's in Amsterdam. And as far as I can remember, the copy of the 14 sunflowers is in Philadelphia. Philadelphia has the copy of the 14 sunflowers, and so that means the original one is actually in the museum in Munich. And then I think he did another one of a painting with 15 sunflowers. This is all very confusing, I know, which is actually that's in Japan. But he did it all for Gauguin, really, because he was trying to set up this commune in Arles. And unfortunately it didn't work out for him. His mental health wasn't very good, and it was a bit of a disaster, really. But that's, as I said, where he painted the sunflowers, and Gauguin wanted, you see, when he arrived and he saw the 14 sunflowers and the 15 sunflower painting, he wanted them, and he was going to do an exchange, but Vincent didn't want to give them to him because he liked them. He had sent them to his brother Theo in Paris, who was working in a gallery. So that's how he ended up doing copies of them, because he couldn't part with the originals, as he said himself. And of course, the reason why he was doing sunflowers was because it was expensive to get models, you know, to pose for you. So he ended up painting flowers as well, because he could just pick them and bring them back to the studio. After he started the painting, maybe out in the open. But because of the Mistral, that wind in the south of France, it wasn't very conducive to painting out in the open. But that's why he did a lot of those paintings in the Yellow House in Arrow. But anyway, look, I'm digressing. Now I just wanted to show you. See why I built that up? See the way you can talk and forget about what you're doing with it, if you let it flow. Let it flow as you go along. That was a good subject, because I'm hugely inspired by Vincent van Gogh anyway. Or Van Gogh, as they say, I think, in Amsterdam. I'm just giving the blues there a second coat in the centre, just to make it a bit deep. We might even go a bit deeper, we'll see. But this is sort of inspirational as well, to have this in the centre. This is what I mean about the cobalt blue was an inspirational colour, but it goes in somewhere else as well. And what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to, the usual, we're going to have to go dry it, and then I'll come back because the origin here is not dry yet. And then I'll show you the next layer we're doing. Okay, hope you're enjoying it. Take it slowly. It's a journey. Thanks. See you soon.